Hi, this is going to be the second video lesson on GEMDAS, also it's the order of operations. Just because this is something that is really important that you really do need to know for the whole year. So we're just going to jump right into it. The first example that we're doing this evening or today or whenever you're watching it, we're just doing another evaluate problem where we have m times the difference of 94 and 3 times some number. So if you're noticing right now, we've got brackets, which, if you remember, is another grouping symbol. So we're going to be doing whatever's inside of there first. First thing, just again, I have a yellow pad of paper underneath to help me see the lines and whatnot underneath, just because I'm the type that my handwriting looks horrible if I don't have that. Do what you need to do to make your notes look good. Put a piece of binder paper underneath, whatever. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to first start by, well, putting the balance line. Okay, that way everything looks nice and neat. Instead of all the m's, I'm going to replace every m with a parenthesis. And inside of those parentheses, I'm going to plug in whatever m is. In this case, we have m is equal to 12, so I'm going to be plugging in 12 into here. So this is me rewriting. Well, now I'm going to do whatever's inside of the grouping symbols. 12 is by itself, so I can't really do anything. So I'm looking at what's inside the grouping symbols. Put grouping. I'm just going to write group. And I'm looking in here. Well, I've got 94 minus, or I'm going to do 3 times 12. So what goes first? Subtraction or multiplication. Hopefully you know it's multiplying at this point. So we got 12 times 94 minus 3 times 12 is 36. Again, now I'm going to keep simplifying in the grouping space because, well, now I can 94 minus 36, I can subtract. Also right up here, when we did the rewrite, we also substituted. And I'm pretty sure I spelled that wrong, but we're going to move on. 94 minus 36, if you need to show a little scratch work on the side, that's okay. Do whatever you got to do to get the question right. Borrow, 14 minus 6 is 8, that's 5, so we have 12 times 58. So here we go, 12 times 58. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 0 space holder. 5 times 2 is 10. Actually, I have 1 again. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So we add all this together and we get 696 as my final answer. And put a little box around that. Okay, so our answer, once it's been simplified, is 696. Again, notice I'm not doing my scratch work over here. I'm doing it to the side. I'm trying to make it neat. I'm also making sure, oh, I forgot to write down my last step. I multiplied. I want to make sure you're writing down the steps on the side also, because I want you to know why you're doing these things. We're following order of operations. We're doing grouping symbols, multiplying, grouping symbols, subtracting, and then we're multiplying. So it's really good for you to be writing this down so you know what operations you're doing when. It's good practice. Let's come on down here for our second example. We're just going right on through. Well, let's see. Now we have 3 different variables. X is 3, Y is 6, Z is 14, and we're just going to jump right in. (16) times some number X plus 13 times some number Y minus 4 times some number Z. Okay, well, that should be X, so we got 3 right here. Y is 6, and Z is 14. Okay, so that's our first step. We just substituted. I might just probably keep trying and spelling it right. 16 times 3, 3 times 6 is 8, so I believe, actually no, I know this is 48. plus 13 times 6, if you don't know off the top of your head. Again, just do it on the side. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you get the right answer, it's all that matters. 78 minus 4 times 14, which for me, I know 14 is 2 times 7, and 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 7 is 58. That's a little trick of moving the numbers around. Again, if you don't know how to do that, I'm going to do it right here for you. 4 times 4 is 6. Did I mess that up? I probably just did, didn't I? 4 times 4 is 6. 16. 4 times 1 is 4. 56. Yep. 56, not 58. What I meant to say was 14 is 2 times 7. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 7 is 57. Messed that up, my bad. 48 plus 8, or 78. Well, we got a 6, going to carry to 1. 5 plus 7 is 12. Minus 56, so what we did, also we multiplied. We just subtracted, or no, we added. Take that back. And now we're going to subtract. And that should be equal to, 6's cancel out, so we get a 0. 12 minus 5 is 70. So this simplifies all the way down to 70. Okay, so that's our second example. So just going back to what I did up there, 4 times 14, because I know this is 2 times 7 is 14, what I did was I multiplied the 2 and the 4 together and got 8, and then I knew that was 56, even though I messed it up. But that's the idea. For me, that's easier to do because it takes time, but it gets to a point where if you're able to do that in your head, go for it. It makes 4 times 14 a whole lot easier. Okay. We've talked about some grouping symbols. I just used brackets in this last example. I'm going to introduce a new one right here. This is about absolute values. An absolute value is a grouping symbol that is used to find the distance a number is from 0. So one thing that's major about distance is never negative. So it's always going to turn a negative into a positive. That being said, if it's already positive, if you're 3 feet tall, you're 3 feet tall. So positive 3 is 3. Done. End of discussion. Example B right there. The absolute value of negative 8. Well, it turns a negative. It's asking negative 8 is how far from 0. Well, if you count on a number line, if I had a little number line right here, here's negative 8 and here's positive 8. This is definitely 8 units from here to here. Absolutely. Now, if I go with the same idea, we got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So negative 8 is 8 also. It always becomes positive. It never becomes negative. So what we have right here is example number C, or example C. And this is actually using order of operations. We always do whatever is inside of the grouping symbol first. So that being said, I can add, I can subtract, or I can multiply. And I'm hoping you're at home saying, yep, you're going to multiply. The absolute values stay. 18 plus 19 minus 6 times 5 is 30. Next, and this is all in the grouping symbol. Write that again. We got a grouping symbol. Now what's left? Add or subtract? We're going to add first. 18 plus 19 is, 8 plus 9 is 7. Carry to 1, 37. Minus 30, absolute value. And now we're going to subtract. Oh. 30 minus 37 minus 30 is 7. And now we're going to take the absolute value of positive 7. And I'm going to write that down. Absolute value has a B, not a D. Right? And absolute value of 7 is 7. So what we have is the absolute value of 18 plus 19 minus the product of 6 and 5 is equal to 7. This is our final answer. Okay? And that's it for this lesson. Absolute value is a really neat thing. We're going to use it here and there throughout the year. It's a really big issue for Algebra 1. So you really want to know what it means this year. So that's it for this lesson, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.